What's going on, guys? My name's Jeffrey. Welcome back to Regressions. And today we're going to be doing every song on Folklore Explain Animants, and we'll also be doing, oh my god, I almost dropped the microphone, every song on Evermore Explain Animants for dummies like me that, still, I basically know, but like just to like see what like this person says, we're gonna watch it. If you do, hopefully you watch it with me. If not, then just I'm disappointed in you. But yeah, everyone's having a great day out there. If you're new here, subscribe, click the like button, check my Patreon if you go to channel further and get more Taylor Swift content. And yeah, definitely recommend me videos in the comments below. We've done I don't know if there's other Taylor Swift videos, but we out here grinding. So I think I'm maybe doing this Reputation one. That seems like a really dope video to do. So yeah, thank you whoever recommended that. I forget, but yeah, this seems like a really cool. But yeah, this video seems dope just from this. So yeah, everyone's having a great day. Let's do this.
Today I'm going to be summarizing Folklore by Taylor Swift. Before I begin, I want to say thank you for the support on my video explaining Evermore. This was highly requested, so I decided to do a simple overview of Folklore.
Nice.
Obviously, I'm not going to go super in depth, but I do think that this includes pretty good descriptions on the songs, and hopefully it will help you understand them better. I also want to make the
I love little fan-made videos like this because it feels so, like when you get to those channels where like they have like a couple 100,000 and they're like run by a company, it doesn't feel like they're actually like a fan. It feels like they're just, it was like, yo, we need you to go make a Taylor Swift video. Let's go do some Wikipedia researching and let's hop in that. Let's do this. This feels like, yo, I've been a fan for 10 years. I really like Taylor Swift. Well, let me just explain it for people. If you're like a new person or you're just dumb like me, you know what I mean? So
disclaimer that the gender of most characters in this album are never specified, so I believe that it is up for interpretation. And I will try not to assume anything in my summaries, but please forgive me if I make a mistake. Let's get started. Track 1, appropriately titled The One, is a song about reminiscing on a past relationship, which is specifically showcased in the line, "If my wishes came true, it would have been you," which shows that the narrator and their ex broke up, and they were wishing that they hadn't, but it just didn't work out that way. It's a song of nostalgia. Track 2, Cardigan, is the lead single off of Folklore. This is the first song from Folklore's teenage love triangle, which is followed by August and Betty. Cardigan is rumored to be sung from Betty's perspective. Taylor herself says that the song is about a lost romance and why young love is often fixed so permanently within our memories, why it leaves such an indelible mark. It's about looking back at lost love and remembering how it made you feel, the good and the bad. Track 3, The Last Great American Dynasty. This follows the story of Rebecca.
Favorite song, by the way. This is not favorite, but top 3 for sure. I just love the setting and the way she lays out everything, and just like the feel like the last great American dynasty, just like this 40s 50s 60s feeling to that, and going back to kind of like the golden age of the United States in the 60s. That's what I just feel in this song, you know what I mean? That's just how I feel.
Rebecca Harkness, who was a real woman.
Other than, it's not like the great, like economically, okay? Like right now is the best time for social issues. Of course, we've gotten so far ahead. I meant like economically, okay? That's like, that sounds bad when I'm like, dude, 60s was great. You know what I meant, hopefully.
American Dynasty. This follows the story of Rebecca Harkness, who was a real woman. Taylor owns a mansion in Rhode Island that was once owned by Rebecca, and it is known as the Holiday House. Taylor was very inspired by Rebecca, who was an American composer, sculptor, dance patron, and philanthropist. She has stated that she's always wanted to write a song about Rebecca, and that this was the perfect opportunity. Throughout the song, Taylor draws comparisons between the two of them. In Taylor's own words, they are both the lady that lives in the house on the hill that everybody gets to gossip about. Track 4 is Exile. In simple terms, it's about two exes seeing each other after the breakup. Justin Vernon, or Bon Iver's character, sings about how quickly Taylor's character moved on, and Taylor's character sings about how she left many signs that the relationship wasn't working anymore. Taylor says that the song shows that these two lovers have never been and never will be on the same page, even despite breaking up.
Yeah, I think there's so many relationships like that where you're just not on the same page, right? There's like, like this person's thinking this, and the other person's like, bro, I'm out, I'm sorry. And then they're like, damn, they're like blindsided by it. They're like, yo, what happened? What happened?
It's worth noting the difference in their voices. Justin has a much deeper, rougher tone, while Taylor has a smooth and soft tone, which displays contrast, much like the relationship itself.
Yeah,
Track
that's
5,
really dope.
My
Actually,
Tears
I've never thought about that little detail of like the contrast between the voices and how that could like apply
certainly
to that. I think that's really
lives up
sick.
to the heart-wrenching expectations of every Track 5 on any Taylor album. Taylor states that it is about an embittered tormentor showing up at the funeral of his fallen object of obsession, which sounds strangely familiar. Although it has never been confirmed, the song draws many parallels to the case of Scooter Braun and Scott Procetta versus Taylor. To them, Taylor was nothing more than a catalog of valuable songs.
Yeah.
Track 6, Mirror Ball, is a song supposedly sung in the perspective of Taylor herself. In the Long Pond studio sessions, she mentions that this song
It's the weirdest thing that Scott Borchetta, I think, I assume it's just because he didn't want her to own it, I assume, but it's so weird to me because I'm pretty sure she offered to buy everything, right? She offered to buy, literally, like, she put up a bunch of money, right? Like everything they wanted, and they still just refused just because I think it was just her and the Scott Borchetta dude. He's just a weirdo. I think that's super weird. I hate when people do that. You know, if you want to sell it, that's one thing, right? If you want to sell it. But the person that actually made all the music comes in and is like, yo, I'll buy it for you. Let's do this. And they're like, no, I'm not going to sell it to you. That's like that's just like the epitome of just terrible person. Just terrible person. Just terrible person. I think it just made it worse with her history with Scooter Braun and the fact that he was buying it. Yeah, I think it would suck no matter who's buying it just because that dude was just like terrible like that. But she
lyrically addresses the state of the world right now, especially the pandemic and the effect it has had on everyone. In her case, despite the world quite literally ending, she still finds herself working as hard as ever, writing songs, and still trying to keep us happy and entertained, much like the purpose of a mirror ball. Track 7, titled 7, is a song about childhood, specifically a childhood friend of Taylor's. It is unclear whether or not they are real or fictional. They live in an abusive household. Taylor reminisces on her innocence when she was 7 and how she thought problems could easily.
This song, bro, it just, jeez, this song is too much, man. It's too. If you're sitting there laying in bed at night and trying to listen to this, dude, wrap it up, man. This song is so sad, but most of these songs are sad. But dude, this song is just, it's just awful.
Be solved. A lot of the lines in the song are very naive. For example, and I think you should come live with me and we can be pirates. Then you won't have to cry or hide in the closet.
Like, listen to that, dude. Like, what is the dude? She really hit on that.
The narrator believes that an issue as severe as an abusive father can be solved by running away to be pirates, simply because they are 7 and don't know any better. Track 8, dude, August, is the second song in the Teenage Love Triangle. Taylor has nicknamed the narrator of the song Augustine, who is the girl that James, who will be introduced in track 14, Betty, cheated on Betty with. The song is about a summer fling. The narrator sings about how she was falling for James, even though he essentially saw their relationship as nothing more than an ill-fated summer romance. Track 9, This Is Me Trying, discusses taking responsibility for issues in relationships, and that despite giving your best attempts, not being able to repair them. It discusses alcoholism, fear, and failure, and how the narrator has many regrets about how they handled situations in the relationship. However, in a way, it shows growth because they are taking the first step to healing, which is humility and admitting where they went wrong. Track 10, Illicit Affairs, is a song about
getting depressed just watching this.
Infidelity, specifically the short-lived high that it gives you and the long-term consequences that follow. She mentions it several times throughout the song, but most notably in the line, a drug that only worked the first few hundred times. Track 11, Invisible String.
I think that's it's wild what people really do sacrifice just for that one little moment of high. You know what I mean? It's wild. But I think there's so many situations in relationship, it's like the couple thing. There's so many situations where people really will sacrifice everything they have just for that like year or 2 years, like that little high, you know? They must. I can't, like, I don't want to feel bad for them, but I can't help but feel bad for those people because, you know, like, they're so just mentally just down to, I don't know what's wrong with them, that they should really, like, it sucks, like, right? They're such a place where it doesn't give them the right to hurt someone, right? But they really are in such a weird place. But so a lot of the time also they're like manipulators, and they really are, they know they can get away with it, or they just really don't care about that person. But I can imagine, like, being in a mental state where they don't even care about that person. Like, what is wrong with that person to where they feel like they can just do this because they don't care about the person they've been in a relationship, and they're ready to risk it all. You know what I mean? Like, that person, like, what is that person's going through? But I think there's so many, you know, I'm not going to judge a person on that, but I think one of the lines my political science teacher once told me, he's like, because he quit his job after his boss cheated on his wife, and I was like, why did you quit? Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you quit you're not, like, involved in it, right? And he goes, he just turns to me, bro. He turns to me and he goes, if you could cheat on your wife, you could cheat on anyone. And I was like, okay, you win. I was like, damn, okay, you win, bro. You win. And he quit his job and he got a new one. But yeah, that's, like, you know, it's wild, man.
It's greatly inspired by Taylor's personal romantic life with her boyfriend of 4 years, Joe Alwyn. It's also inspired by an East Asian folk myth about tying two soulmates together by a thread of fate. There are several references to Joe. One includes, teal was the color of your shirt when you were 16 at the yogurt shop. Joe used to work at a yogurt shop in London where the employees all wear teal uniforms.
One of the
in
coolest
the song,
lines.
She also discusses her gratefulness for her past relationships because she learned from them and wouldn't be as successful as she is now in her current relationship. Track 12, Mad Woman, follows the story of a seemingly
Amazing
delusional
song.
woman, which references to Taylor's personal life, specifically her ongoing feud with Scooter, Scott, Kanye, and Kim. The line, "'Cause you took everything from me," could be tied to the fact that Scooter took her first 6 masters from her. Taylor has also spoken about double standards and how women are too easily considered crazy, while when men are emotional, they are seen as passionate. The song is somewhat similar to Blank Space, capitalizing on the image that the media has portrayed of her, a mad, crazy woman.
What a really cool way to do that music video, by the way. Really cool way. It's like, you know, it works so well, especially with that song. Dude, I had another thought I was gonna give, but I totally forgot already.
Epiphany is an ode to her grandfather Dean, who was in the military in 1942.
This song, sad too.
It also has sort of a double meaning because it seems to reference the current state of the world and the healthcare workers who are working long, hard hours in a pandemic. The first verse is more reminiscent of working medically in the military, whereas the second verse seems to be more of a modern hospital setting. Overall, the song is about hope to find peace in an angry and chaotic world. Track 14, Betty, is the last song in the teenage love triangle and is sung from the perspective of James, the person who cheated on Betty with Augustine. Taylor has confirmed that James is a boy, but I do think that it's fun to listen to the song in multiple perspectives. She says that James has lost the love of his life and doesn't understand how to get it back. This is the first song that Taylor had ever written with her boyfriend Joe, and all of the characters in the song are named after the children of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds.
I did not know that, dude.
Cardigan
That's
is also mentioned in the song
What?
through the line, "Standing in your cardigan,"
Ryan Reynolds.
which gives somewhat of a confirmation that Betty is indeed the narrator of track 2.
I love Ryan Reynolds.
Track 15 is Peace, and Taylor herself has said that Peace is direct.
Yeah, what did everyone think that Green Lantern movie, like 2008? Did everyone like it? There's no shot anyone liked it, right? But throwback, Ryan Reynolds. Love that guy.
From her personal life, and that when you live a very public life, it can be scary when you fall in love, especially with somebody who leads a grounded life, like her boyfriend Joe does. In Peace, she sings about how despite the things that will inevitably happen, for example, being paparazzi'd, being in the tabloids, having rumors created, that her lover will stay with her. In her own words, she says that peace is about the question, would it be enough if I could never fully achieve the normalcy that we both crave? In track 16, Hoax, the narrator of the song discusses the hardships that they face in a toxic relationship. Even though they've endured a lifetime of troubles, they can't get themselves to let go of the relationship. This idea is referenced in the lines, "Your faithless love's the only hoax I believe in," and "Don't want no other shade of blue but you, no other sadness in the world would do." By the song ending with that line, it shows that although the narrator has acknowledged that this love is toxic, they just can't bring themselves to leave. I believe that track 17, The Lakes, is another song that is a reflection of Taylor's personal life and how she's been demonized by the media and that the lakes are a place that she can go for peace.
You really just threw that wire.
And how she's been
Yeah, even the little exclamation mark to like really get in that wire.
Demonized by the media and that the lakes are a place that she can go for peace. She makes several references to cancel culture, the most notable being these hunters with cell phones. The lakes mentioned by Taylor, which is the Lake District in England, is notoriously where a group of English poets lived in the 19th century. In a way, it's a love song about simply wanting to hide away and settle down with her lover without interference by the media. I
never really realized, I never really thought about the cancel. Like, I understand, like, the disappearing, but yeah, I guess the cancel... Right, I feel like, oh, man, cancel culture, what is it? Like, it's so, because a lot of people say it's real, like, you know, but a lot of people are like, it's not really real. But, like, dude, it's weird when, like, they'll, like, it's understandable when, like, someone will do something super bad, right? But it's weird when, like, it's, like, just, like, a weird, just, they're, like, just want to do it. So, like, a person like Taylor Swift, like, what... they really just don't, like, there's like, let's go after Taylor Swift, you know, and then they do it on social media and they're like sitting there on their phones and they feel like, I don't know, they just feel power, right? They just feel just like want to power over a person, right? And they just want to really just do whatever, you know. And that's just, I've never like felt that way in a way. I don't know, but a lot of people, you know, I'm not judging if you want to feel that way, but yeah, it's weird. I don't know, man.
I hope you guys enjoyed my explanation of
Okay, let's do Evermore. Okay, this is already 14 minutes long. I expect this to go this long, honestly. If I talk a lot, I'm sorry.
Swift just dropped her 9th studio album titled
Yo,
Evermore.
it really is 8 minutes. I didn't realize it's exactly 8
which
minutes.
is the sister album to Folklore. This is a new genre that Taylor has been exploring, and it kind of centers around telling stories that aren't necessarily her own narrative. Everyone has been really loving it, and I decided to kind of explain all of the details behind the songs on Evermore. I recommend listening to the album first before you listen to this video, because I'm going to kind of go in depth about each song on the album and what it means. Track 1, which is also the lead single, is titled Willow. The song is very...
Do you guys like Cardigan or Willow more? Personally, Cardigan is much better than Willow, but of course we all have personal, so let me know in the comments, but I love Cardigan. Willow, it's
reminiscent of Invisible String on Folklore, and
Cardigan's
the theme is verified
really good,
in the music video when she's holding the single thread of gold, which is referenced in Invisible String in the line, "One single thread of gold tied me to you."
But I think the Willow music video is much better than the Cardigan music video.
Taylor herself says it is about intrigue, desire, and the complexity that goes into wanting somebody. I think it sounds like casting a spell to make somebody fall in love with you. By comparing her life with her lover to a willow tree, she is saying that it is strong but can sometimes look out of control, much like how willow trees look. The second song, Champagne Problems, is my favorite on the album so far, but I'm sure it will change. The song details the relationship of a man and a woman.
Yo, tell me that night when I listened to that was not... I think all of us, right? That was an iconic night listening to this song for the first time. I wish I could experience that night again. That was, dude... man, what a great night.
Woman turns down the man's proposal right before Christmas and surprises him and all of his family members. It seems as though the protagonist has a history of mental illness, which is stigmatized through gossip as champagne problems. With a bittersweet ending, the protagonist wishes that the man will find a woman who won't hurt him the way she did. Taylor's boyfriend, Joe, co-wrote the song with her. Taylor revealed that William Bowery, who is listed on the credits in some of the songs on Folklore, is actually Joe Alwyn, who is her boyfriend. Track 3, titled Gold Rush, is Jack Antonoff's favorite, who produces a lot of songs with Taylor. The song is about jealousy, specifically being attracted to somebody that everyone else is attracted to as well. In one line, she sings, "My mind turns your life into folklore," which is an obvious nod at the preceding album. Overall, the song is a daydream that she snaps herself out of because she doesn't want to get caught in liking somebody that everybody else wants as well. Track 4, titled "'Tis the Damn Season," was actually teased by Taylor a few days before releasing Evermore. She teased it when she posted a picture of her outfit to the story and said, quote, "This outfit screams, 'tis the damn season."
How did we not realize, right? By the way, how did we not... I feel like some people did, but like, come on. It's like, I feel like it's so obvious now, right? It's so obvious.
Said, quote, "This outfit screams, 'tis the damn season." Taylor has alluded to the fact that the protagonist in this song is Dorothea, who is sung about on track 8. The song centers around Dorothea returning to her hometown during the holidays and rekindles with an old flame. She's hopeful that this will work out, despite her inevitably returning to Hollywood. Every Swiftie knows that track 5s are the most vulnerable songs on any album. Tolerate It is no exception. This song is about giving somebody unconditional love and wanting to receive the same, but being ignored and only tolerated. During the bridge, she breaks free from feeling like she should continue giving unconditional love that is only tolerated. But the ending of "I Sit and Watch You," which is also said in the beginning of the song, gives the illusion that these were all thoughts and that she won't necessarily act upon them. Track 6, "No Body, No Crime," is another one of my favorite songs on this album. It does get a little bit intricate, though. This is a murder mystery song that centers around the protagonist, Esty, who's actually Taylor's longtime friend. Esty's husband was cheating on her, which is mentioned in the first verse. Suddenly, Esty goes missing, and the husband reports his missing wife. His mistress moves in, and the line, "I noticed when I passed his house, his truck has got some brand new tires." Taylor could be implying that Esty confronted her husband about his affair and slashed his tires. Taylor believes that the husband murdered Esty, and Taylor begins to avenge him.
Tell me why she really was like, she's watching like this crime documentaries, you know, like those Netflix ones where it's like unsolved mysteries, and bro, I swear to God, there's an unsolved mystery I watched like last year where this dude got new tires. I forget which episode it was. I swear there's something like the new series where like this guy got new tires and like his wife went missing. I swear, bro. I swear. And dude, it's such a good story, man. I think we all love. My mom just watches this all the time.
The husband is killed, and everybody believes that the mistress killed him to gain the life insurance
didn't happen
money.
in the
When in
video,
reality, Taylor is the one who murdered him. Taylor has mentioned that she drew the inspiration for the song from all
She really did set up that girl.
of the murder mystery podcasts that she's been listening to over quarantine.
Okay, so it's podcast.
Track 7,
okay.
Happiness, is essentially a bittersweet song about the end of a relationship where hope still exists. She acknowledges that when you are with somebody, you become a different version of yourself. She sings the line, "And in the disbelief, I can't face reinvention. I haven't met the new me yet." The chorus, "There'll be happiness after you, but there was happiness because of you," shows how just because the relationship made her happy, it doesn't mean that she was unhappy before him or will be unhappy after him. She changes the lyrics to, "There will be happiness after me, but there was happiness because of me," which acknowledges her self-worth. Track 8
like
is
that,
Dorothea,
actually. I
which
like
is
that.
mentioned earlier in track 4. Dorothea is a girl who left her small town to chase down Hollywood dreams, as stated by Taylor. This song seems to be sung from the perspective of an old hometown fling, perhaps the one mentioned in 'Tis the Damn Season. It's about how this narrator only sees Dorothea on the television and how he wishes she would come back. This track paints Dorothea out to be grounded and ambitious, while 'Tis the Damn Season, which is sung from Dorothea's perspective, shows that she sees herself as a naive girl with a dream of making it big. Track 9, Coney Island, discusses being so consumed in a relationship that you almost lose a part of yourself. It evokes a feeling of loss and nostalgia, similar to Tolerated, where the effort given in the relationship was not equal on both sides. This song also thematically and lyrically reminds me of All Too Well. Track 9, Ivy, tells a story of a woman having an affair, cheating on her husband. She feels as though her relationship with her husband is dying, and she references this in the pre-chorus where she sings, "And the old..."
This song kind of threw me off a bit. Also, actually, this song was like, I was like, what's going on
widow
here?
goes to the stone every day. But I don't. I just sit here and wait, grieving for the living. As for the title itself, Ivy is known to spread quick and far, symbolizing that the narrator is consumed in this new affair.
Yeah, that song threw me off, actually.
Track 11 is Cowboy Like Me. This song discusses two people who fall in love while hanging out at fancy resorts trying to score rich romantic beneficiaries, as stated by Taylor. These two people start seeing each other after they have a first dance together. It leads to more, and Taylor addresses this in the line, "Never wanted love, just a fancy car." The two people had the same interests in personal gain, but ended up falling in love because of their similarities. What started as a dance ends up with love, which is referred to in the line, "Dancing is a dangerous game." Track 12 is Long Story Short. The song is an overview of how she has been viewed in the public, including her feud with Kanye West, being deemed as a serial dater, and any other controversies. The song details how she feels peace now and that the stage of her life has come to a close. She feels at peace when she's with her boyfriend Joe, and he has always been her safe space when she was faced with public demonization. Track 13, Marjorie, is a tribute to her late...
I think this song, like, it's not my favorite, but sitting here objectively, I think this might be, like, the best song. Low-key, honestly. Like, I feel like this might be the best song from objective standpoint. If I was sitting there, I was like, okay, it's not my favorite, but if I was, like, gonna be like, good, this is, like, a Grammy-winning song, I think Evermore, but for sure, dude, on top, I think this song, now looking at Evermore a couple months later, I think this song is the best. Just like the deepness of it and, like, how she had her, grandma actually on it. I think just by far, objectively, the best song.
Grandmother, Marjorie Finlay. Similarly, track 13 on Folklore was a tribute to her grandfather, Dean. Marjorie
I think that's really sick, though, too, how she matched the 13 and 13.
An opera singer and can be heard in the background vocals on this track. In her statement about Evermore, Taylor says that her grandmother still visits her, even if it's only in her dreams. In the bridge, Taylor reflects on...
And just, like, objectively, Folklore, honestly, at 13th, both 13s could be the best song on the album.
She wishes she had done before her grandmother passed. But the end of the song shows that Taylor still feels Marjorie's presence surrounding her. Track 14 is Closure. This could be a reference to Scooter Braun, who she has been publicly feuding with since
she really has 100 thieves
2019,
when
Scott Borchetta, head of Taylor's previous record label Big Machine Records, sold all of her masters to Braun. Taylor has said many times that Scooter's name alone brings her pain, and this is confirmed in the line, "And seeing the shape of your name still spells out pain. It wasn't right the way it all went down." Taylor had no idea that her masters were being sold, and she is a huge advocate now for artists owning their own work. She doesn't want to hear any more from Borchetta or Braun. She doesn't want their closure. The last track on Evermore, which is also the title track, details the transformation from a period of deep depression to a place of hope. The first verse shows how the narrator has been replaying her actions, seeing where she went wrong. She feels as though the pain she's feeling will last forever. The last chorus has a lyric change to, "I had a feeling so peculiar, this pain wouldn't be forevermore," which shows the evolution of the narrator. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. This is something kind of different, but I always love
Yeah, this was a really cool video. Respect, Mass, and Grace. Respect to you, actually. This is, I like kind of like the simplistic editing too. I think that was really sick. I think that just like aesthetically with the Folklore and Evermore albums, the aesthetic version of this was like very, very good. You know, it matches that. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Everyone enjoy it. Let me know you guys like what. Okay, there's like everyone's like I have a favorite song. We all have favorite songs, but like, what's your objectively like best song you think on these two albums? You know, of course it doesn't matter, but it's always fun. We all like ranking songs, I guess. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Everyone enjoy. If you're here, subscribe, click the like button, check my Patreon if you want to watch channel further. I hope everyone has a great day out there, great weekend. It is Saturday now or Friday, whatever day, and I'll see you in the next video.